Hi everyone, I'm Smith Singh. I'm working as a technical marketing engineer at Cisco Systems. Today I will walk you through custom filter feature which we have introduced in our advanced web security reporting application version 6.0. So let's get started. Custom filter provides a custom search functionality where it gives web security admin the flexibility to create their own customized dashboards from the field extracted from WSA logs. So in the below screenshot, we can see custom filter is highlighted in yellow and is listed in the second row as the last item. After creating a custom filter, it gets saved under the custom dashboard, which again is being highlighted in orange as a color. In the below example, we can also see two custom dashboards as browsing domains and machine malware. The browsing domain, which is one of the examples highlighted over here, is in a pie chart reflecting various browse domains as apple.com, bing.com, cisco.com. And along with that, we can also see there are multiple export report options as saving it as a PDF or printing it are also being highlighted in green in this dashboard. Now, I agree that everyone would be curious on how to go and configure the custom filter, so let's go and talk about it. Custom filter is a simple 6-stage process. Firstly, we select the right data model, which can be extracted from the WSA logs. After that, we select all the data object or specific data object or the fields which we need the report on or data on. Furthermore, we add conditions or multiple conditions based on attributes, split rows, split columns, or even column values. Then we select the right panel on how we would like the dashboard data to be displayed for. For example, I want the data to be displayed in a pie chart format or might be in a bar format. After selecting the required panel and running the various conditions, then we save it to the custom dashboard. Lastly, the custom dashboard can then be used to export reports in a various format or even schedule these reports or even take a printout of these reports. Now, let's go and do a little bit more deep dive towards the details on how to go and configure custom filters. Firstly, the data model helps to generate searches from the logs which we are extracting from the WSA. We can extract 3 log types from WSA. The first one is Advanced Malware Protection log, which in short is the AMP. Second is the SOX proxy logs, and lastly is the web-related logs, which is extracted from the access logs itself. Now let's look at what we can extract from this various data models. As listed in the example, when we click on the custom filter, it would list down 3 data models. And when we click on any specific data model, it would show all the attributes or data objects, or furthermore, we can filter these objects based on top value or top value by time. Therefore, the data objects / attributes are all the fields one can extract or abstract from the data model selected. After selecting the data objects, now let's look at how we can add condition on these data objects itself. If we select a particular data object, then by default, the value will start reflecting in the split row. By clicking on the plus icon, we can add more rows, and by clicking on the pencil icon, we can modify or delete the existing rows. The second condition we talk about is filters, which play a very important role where we can do a specific search while listing those values within the filter itself. Thirdly, using the split column, we can add more columns using the data objects in a specific row. Lastly, the column value lists down the count of these events, which again can be edited based on data objects. Let's move forward and now look at the various panels which we can use after adding these conditions. After adding conditions, we can choose on how to showcase the customized data to the right business stakeholders. We can support around 12 different panels in our custom filters. One can use single or multiple panels in a given custom dashboard. Some of the famous panels used by the customers are pie chart, column, table, and bar. Now let's talk about how we can save these customized dashboard. After selecting the panel, adding the right condition, now one can save or click on Save As, which will bring up the Save As dashboard panel. Now saving the dashboard can be done for new or existing dashboard. If it's a new dashboard, in that case, we can have to give a meaningful title. As soon as it's being saved, it starts reflecting under the custom dashboard. Lastly, now let's look at how we can extract the reports from the custom dashboard. These are all various types of format which can be used to export the report from the custom dashboard. PDF and CSV are most popular ways of exporting the data. Also, one can print and even schedule for PDF delivery. This wraps up the steps required for custom filters. Now, let's have a look towards some of the use cases which we can draft using this custom filter. Now, let's look at some of these use cases. Furthermore, if you need more information on use cases, it's also been there in the user guide. Let's look at the first use case where the admin needs report based on specific time-wasting websites. The second use case is where WSA admin wants a report on the policy which has got the maximum hit rate. The third use case is where the IT admin wants to create his own consolidated threat dashboard. And the fourth or the last use case is the HR wants report on browsing time by various departments. Now, the important thing to keep in mind is that these all use cases involve some kind of a customization. Therefore, the custom filter would be the right use case in order to go and configure these configuration for the reporting perspective. So now let's look at some of these use cases in custom filter demo. So the first use case which would be highlighting over here is the admin needs report based on specific time-wasting websites. Now let's get started with the first use case where the admin wants to reports based on specific time-wasting websites. So here we log into the Advanced Web Security Reporting 6.0, and that's where we have our custom filters. So let's go ahead and click on the custom filter. And as soon as we click on the custom filter, we have the 3 data model listed over here. So let's go ahead and select the web access model, which we would be looking at over here. And let's click on the web access event. Now note, if you select over here, you can drill down on the data objects as well. But as of now, for this kind of a use case, let's go with the web access event. So as soon as you click on this web access event, you come over here where it gives you a count of total number of access events it was able to go and capture altogether within your web security application itself. Now, what we guys are right now doing is defining those time-based websites or time-wasting websites which the admin really wants to go with. So let's click on this, and over here what we guys can do is define the destination domain. So let's pick those specific domains itself from our top 10 domains which we have browsed. So if you see over here, you have YouTube and Facebook. So let's go ahead and classify these two domains as time wasting domains. So what you can do, you can go ahead and select YouTube, but what we guys are looking at, rather than just a single feed, or we guys are looking at two things. So what we do, rather than is, we go to is in the list. So we can define the list with a comma over here. So what we do, YouTube is already listed there. We also define facebook.com. And as soon as that's being done, we can say add to the table. Now from 300 events, now if you see, there are just 34 web access events. Now the next step out here would be defining more fields just to get that data there. So let's go ahead and get started with the first field, where we want to make sure that we have the right username. So what you see over here, you have user ID fixed. So what we do over here, we say username or IP address. So we put that as a label over here, and it should start listing there. So you can see over here we have the IP addresses as well as the username. Now the next field is that we really want to keep it just for the domains itself, and I don't want any kind of IP address. So what I can do is I can select user domains, and over here I say domain, and you can say add to the table. Now if you see over here, we just have the NTLM domain itself, which starts listing over here. Now along with that, what I want to do, I also want to define my destination domains, which it's basically showcasing over here. So I say destination domains, and it should start listing two domains, which is Facebook and YouTube, which the users browsed. And after that, I can even look further, where I can define what is the duration where they were browsing these specific websites itself. So if we scroll down, we find duration over here. So I can say time spent, and I can go and add that over here. Now if you see, there are multiple entries with that specific time spent. Now I'm also a little bit concerned about a little bit security, where I want to see what was the kind of a rating of these specific websites. So what I can do is I can even select some kind of a web reputation, where I can see what's the score for this web reputation. So I say web reputation, and you can just go ahead and even add this field over here. Now the important thing is it gives you a complete web reputation of these specific domains or these specific websites itself. Now this is something which we guys can go ahead and present these information in a report format to our management, and they would be pretty happy. So now the next step is, like, we have got the information, whatever we need. Now we need to go ahead and save this information. So on the top you find the save as button. So you click on save as dashboard panel. Now we'll make it as a new dashboard panel, and we can say time wasting websites, and just go ahead and save it. And we want to just keep it column, and we don't want to put any, or if you want, you can put any description here. So we can say time wasting as Facebook, sorry about the spellings, as Facebook and YouTube. And you can just go ahead and save this over here, and you say okay. So that's being done. Now this specific custom filter would be saved under custom dashboard. So when you click over here, now you find there is time wasting websites. So as soon as you click on this time wasting websites, you would find a report over here which would go ahead and highlight, okay, these are all the entries for the time wasting websites. Now the best part is you can even click over here where you can export this report in a CSV format, XML or JSON. But if I don't want to export in these formats, I can even export it in a PDF or take a printout. So if I click on this, it would just go and open up a PDF format with this specific report itself. So this concludes our first use case where we want to make sure we look at those time-wasting websites and give a report to the WSA admin so that he can just go ahead and present that to the right business stakeholders. This concludes our demo for the custom filter. Thanks for watching.